Welcome to another video of the El Gringo Saddle Shop in Colombia. And today is the biggest day of the year for us. This is the day of the Cabalgata. Today, actually I'll make this a two-part video because right now I'm going to explain what a Cabalgata is. And then I'll actually film it. It's going to start about 1 or 3 o'clock sometime today. And basically 300 to 1,000 horses come into town and with riders, and it's just one big party. Everybody drinks, and I mean they drink. Beer, aguardiente are the two favorites, and then some will be drinking whiskey. And they will ride for, I think, maybe 3-4 hours out of town. And then they do the loop and come back, or they have a pre-designated spot where they stop. And this, we have basically different types of riders. You have the guys that work the farms that'll come in with the criolla, the simple horses, the inexpensive horses, experienced riders that work the cattle and train horses. Then you'll have the people that are hobbyists that ride their horses and come in for the ride. And the women will dress up. It's kind of like a big to-do deal, and they'll all dress up real fancy and sexy and ride their horses. And then you have the people that have no experience that their buddies talk them into coming to ride, and they rent a horse and they get on the horse and ride. And then you have the guys that own the farms and the fincas and ride the fine horses, and you'll see a lot of pasofinos and fancy horses trotting in. For me, it's good for business because I get a lot of saddle repair right up to this point, and then I get some emergency stuff to do. Something breaks and they run in, they need it fixed, and so that part's good. Plus, all the riders get to learn to know where the shop is because they ride basically right past the shop. They have a police escort, mounted escort, on these really nice tall horses for Colombia, and they're uniformed and real elegant, and usually it's like 3 or 4 police on horses. And then sometimes they'll have like a golf cart with music playing, and that'll be the bar wagon. And although with a big cabalgata like this, technically it's supposedly illegal to drink. But they always do, and I don't know how they can control it even with the police, but maybe they won't have the golf cart. When I went on a smaller cabalgata, more of a private cabalgata, they had the golf cart with these huge speakers blaring music, and of course that was the bar, so that guy that was running the golf cart was stopping and filling everybody's drinks. And it was fine until when it got dark, and I was behind the golf cart. You want to see what I'm doing here? This is that little puppy, Milo. Nah, he's a big puppy. And all of a sudden these flashing lights came on like disco lights, and it's dark, and all of a sudden flashed, and it flashed in the horse's face, and my horse kind of panicked, and I had to turn him around and get him back under control. And it was just kind of like, common sense. Same thing with the drinking. I don't mind riding in something like this, but when I know half the people are drunk and half of them don't know how to ride, and then you got motorcycles dashing in to bring people stuff, and horses that are nervous and haven't been ridden in a big group like that, and you get 300 to 1,000 horses on the street, and a couple guys trying to show off and ride backwards on their pasofinos into people, and it's just a recipe for disaster. I think every year somebody dies or gets hurt seriously, and some of them get stone drunk. I mean, I've seen them fall off the freaking horse. They'll pull up to a cantina when it's all done, tie the horse up, and then go in the cantina and drink for more hours. And I even saw a guy that was crashed out beside his horse. He was so drunk he just laid there. And then I've seen a couple cases, especially the guys that work the farms, where they're so drunk they just hang on the horse and the horse takes them back because the horse knows where to go. So it's a cultural thing. It's interesting. Not a lot of common sense, but then people don't really have common sense anymore. And in the culture here, you see that a lot of times people don't think of what could happen. They just kind of go and do the thing, and then they worry about it later. But it'll be an interesting video because you'll see all kinds of horses, all kinds of saddles. That's what I like to look at. I look at all the different saddles, and then I see what's popular, and then I know what to make. Usually the tereques, the arched type with that plantation look saddle, is the most popular, like a McClellan. And then after that, the horn saddles, the traditional Colombian saddle, and well, before that, the Mexican saddles. You'll see more Mexican saddles with the big horn, and then the traditional saddle. Oh, and you'll see the Galapagos, which is like the British style saddle without any head or anything. So you'll see a bit of everything, and it's kind of a cool spectacle. So I'll try to film as much as I can later on today, and put it on as a second. I'll put it on as Cabalgata Part 2. This is Cabalgata Part 1. And
Stop.
And if you like and subscribe, it definitely helps the channel, trying to build the channel up. And basically, I'm a small saddle shop, leather shop in a pueblo in Colombia. And I'm a gringo, so I'm an expatriate living here and doing what I like to do best, doing leather work. And I have this shop, so that's basically what the channel's about. And also about the border collie. He gets in there a lot too, brings in a lot of views. People like to see him, and so that's what the channel's about. If you like and subscribe, it definitely helps. And thank you.